What's quack-a-lacking, guys? I'm a Duck Quack here, and welcome back to another Marquee Matchups video on the channel. So, the normal format we take with this is we'll look at a load of games across different leagues, we'll talk about where the best investments might lie, where we might need silver players, where we might need gold, all kinds of different scenarios. But this week, it's going to be a little bit different. We've got so many big matches across so many top leagues that why would we stray from them? I cannot imagine a world where EA don't include at least 2, maybe 3 of these amongst the challenges. So let's just focus on the likely ones to happen and maximize our chance of success. Now, before we jump into it, just remember the fundamentals, the positions. Not every formation has left backs, right backs, left mids, right mids. So we maximize our chances of hitting something useful if we're picking up centre backs, centre mids, and then secondarily strikers and goalkeepers. We've also got to remember the rarity. Maybe they'll need X rare players. So picking up a discard rare for 650 against a discard non-rare for 350, you could see the advantages there. Chemistry is an issue as well, so picking up a decent nationality sometimes helps. Or sometimes a nationality that's completely different in case they want variance. We also have to remember that there's going to be a rating requirement most likely. So picking up higher rating cards for the same price as you can pick up lower rated is always something to keep your eye out on. So, with no further ado, let's just jump straight into this and let's start at the first league. We've got the Premier League and we have the new, absolutely stacked Manchester United squad come up against the best team in the world, which is Liverpool. That may be a little bit of a lie. Liverpool are probably not the best team in the world right now, but they're my team, and that's all that matters. If we're looking at investing, you can see we've got tons of options. 650 coins here for Simon Mignolet, 650 for Ings. You've got Robertson there, which is going for basically discard. Just take your pick and pick up whoever you fancy. The same with United. Just make sure that you're picking them up as cheap as possible, highest rated as possible, and you're thinking of the positions as well. We'll move on to the second league that's here, and it's going to be the Serie A. Now, the most likely match, and it's a big match, is the Milan derby. We've got AC Milan against Inter Milan, and we have plenty of options for investments. Just come down here and look at how many players there are that are going for close to discard. We want to get in quick with this one, guys, because a lot of people are going to see this is a potential marquee matchups. So we've still got time to... We're a little bit later this week, but we've still got time to beat the majority of the investors and people picking up these cards. But wait. Although this is the obvious one, there are some absolutely insane games going on in the Serie A this week. So maybe, just maybe EA are going to throw a curveball. We have also got Juventus coming up against Lazio. And if that wasn't enough for you, then we have got Napoli against Roma. There's options for every single one here. We can pick up discard cards for every single team. The key thing to keep in mind here is, say that they do go for the obvious route, the Milan route, and you've invested in Milan, you've invested in Roma, Lazio, Juventus, whatever. But the chances are, or what they usually do anyway, is a full Calcio A team. Or, even if it's not, you need to link your players from these teams somehow. And all these other Calcio A players, or Serie A players as it's actually called, are gonna come into value because people need them to fill the other slots in the team. So any of these investments you're picking up for discard, they're not going to go for waste. You're just covering your options with it, which is always fantastic. Let's move on to number 3 here. So we come on to the Bundesliga next. Now, I don't believe that these are huge chances of coming up, but we might as well mention it on the off chance that, again, EA just goes for one massive marquee matchups using all the big leagues, and hey, we're covered that way. The first game we're going to look at is going to be Dortmund against RB Leipzig. And then the second game, if that one doesn't quite take your fancy, we're going to be having Wolfsburg up against Bayer Leverkusen. So again, I'm not 100% sure on these ones. I'm just thinking if EA want to go absolutely full throttle, let's throw the big leagues out, this is an option. But I'd probably leave this one till last when we're picking up our investments. On to the final one now, and it's the big one. Well, not the biggest one, but it's a big one nonetheless. We've got Atletico Madrid against Barcelona. Now, there are still plenty of options to pick up these players. We just have to make sure. Dembele's still 50,000. Wow. We've just got to make sure that we're doing it before most do. So if we're coming down here, we can see that we can pick up Alsacia for 450. A little bit above discard. So we ideally don't want to be spending that. I did see a Sergio Roberto for 650. For 700? I'll take it for 700. 50 coins above discard. He is a right back, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine with me. One thing to keep in mind with things like this is, what's harder for people to pick up? A Barcelona player or a Madrid player? If it's harder and there's less cards available for cheap at Barcelona, then why would we pick up a load of Madrid players but not Barcelona players? If the requirements are X players from any two teams, and we've picked up discard players from Barcelona, we're going to make the same amount as we would if they were Atletico. But if the requirement is 2 players from Barcelona, 2 players from Madrid, and we've picked up the Barcelona ones, they're rarer, they're going to go for more, so we're going to make more profit. So always consider that when you are investing as well. Tons of things to think about then, guys, from this little video that we've done here. There's loads of other routes available, but why would we focus on them when the key ones are here? And it just seems too obvious to not focus all our attentions on these. We're going to wrap up the video there. Just keep in mind all the little extra facts I mentioned in the video and just be smart with your investments. If you're still enjoying all the series we do here, guys, then if you could drop a like, that would be incredible. Subscribe if you're new here. We've got loads of trading stuff going on. My Twitter is down in the description, so follow me on there. And if you have any luck on Marquee matchups or you think I've missed anything obvious, just let me know in the comments. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.